dang it. Ah, I hate these nails. I'm going to have to type this in again. Yeah, I knew it. I screwed up, okay? Damn it. Let's see. I cannot type with nails or the crap. Cinnamon! Hot, hot, hot. No, just kidding. I have a question. What are you doing, girl? Wait, I want to make sure I can see the messages. Live chat. There we go. Hi, Smile Bell. Where have you been? You don't love me anymore. I'm just kidding. I have a question for y'all. Look at my hair. It's a disaster. I don't even care. I'm a working girl. Hi, Beyond DJ. Hi, Single Mama's Drama. I'm doing all right. I'm a working girl. No, I'm just joking. Get it? Ugh. What was I gonna say? I was going to say, you guys. Oh, this isn't gonna work. Oh wait. You guys might be interested. Yeah, some guy at work today said, "I like your hair." I'm like, what? Really? He's like, yeah. I'm like, oh, okay. Thanks. I'm like, ew. Anyways. Oh, I need a bigger thing up here. Okay, so I don't know if you guys all have heard, but I'm trying. No, not that kind. I know somebody who's getting pretty close to being that kind, though. Sorry. Ooh, you're so sweet, Smile Bell. Come on, you guys. You can be honest. You guys don't have to tell me that I look good, because I know I don't. But thank you. Do you have any bugs in my nose? Whoa. Okay. Hold up. Wait a minute. Oh, I do not like doing this on my phone, but I'm not staying on long, so that's why I'm doing it on my phone. I didn't want to set up my computer and all that. So, what I was wondering, you guys, is, I'm sure, I don't know if you've heard, aw, you're too sweet, honey, but thank you. I don't know if you've heard that Cindy Watts has a book out. Aw, Cinnamon, you guys are making me. I just need to accept the compliment and say thank you. I've always been the kind that says, ew, gross, stop, no. That's because I was trained that way. Okay, so I don't know if you all have heard, but oh, good. So this is good. Hi, Inner Peace. So on my phone, this is cool because on my phone I just saw that. Hi, Connie. I can enable super chat for each video. I was wondering how I could do that. Aw, Single Mama's Drama. Cindy Watts, ugly as a mud. Well, listen, Cinnamon. Really, Sarai? Short hair? Hi, Nine Angels. I just wanted to get to like here. I don't like, on me, I don't like long, extra long hair. And Sarai, you're not the only person that has said that, so I wouldn't want it really long. Hi, Ivy. I finally got back to responding to some comments, you guys. Sorry it's taken me a while. I think I responded to maybe 10. Michelle, hi, sweetheart. Demi Moore. Yeah, so anyways, I was going to tell you guys, if you haven't heard, Cindy Watts' book is out. Ew, what? Ew, what? Yeah. Hi, count me in. I love seeing all the same people coming in. You know, it's not like hit and miss like it used to be. I love seeing this, I was going to say the same faces, but, you know. Yes, Nine Angels, she does. Yep, Single Mama's Drama, you did. Yes. Hi, Hidden Lady. Hello, Menville Gal. Hi, honey. I will tell you, before we leave, I want to apologize to me. For what? No, honey. You don't owe me no apology. Okay, so I need a pick. Oh, you need a pick, girl? Hold on. I think I got one for you. Here we go. I got a pick. I got a pick for you right here. Okay, so now I'm going to just leave it. So listen. Yes, she does have a book out, okay? And I've read a tiny bit of it, just a little bit of it, and it's not like what a lot of people will be thinking. Sarai, well, she's not the one who read it, and I don't know yet, but or she's not the one who wrote it necessarily. Kathleen did. That's so ghetto. So I was gonna let you guys know I can read this book, and if people don't want to watch it on my channel, where did you see it? I'll tell you in just a minute. Meaning the book is you. Okay. I got to go to my other. Here's that. I'm still trying to get used to this. So what's going on is she has a book out, just telling her side of things. Hi, Grace by God, welcome. Hi. So I can read it, and but we can do it privately. I forgot about that. Choose a view? What do you mean? Default? I don't know. What's comfortable? I don't understand. I'll just do default. Yeah, interesting. So here it is. What I can do, you guys, is I can send a link, and we can make the video unlisted on YouTube, so we can make it a private group. A pick in 15 years. I'm curious and open-minded about all. Me too, Nine Angels. That's why I want to read it. You know, there's nothing wrong with reading it. Oh, thank you, Grace by God. I like the name of your profile. So, there's nothing wrong. If people want to judge for reading a damn book, sorry. No, because I've seen it everywhere. I've seen people. Count me in. Okay. Hi, lover of Donna. I had to do this because cinnamon hot. See what's cool is I want to show you something. So now, when I do anything discussing, oh, I wasn't even going to come on, lover of Madonna, but I'm like, you know what? I want to get opinions on this. Look, I can do this. Oh, wait. Maybe not now. Hold on. Okay. Well, I'm excited because, oh, look, I can change my, here's the thing, you guys. So every video now, I can, it looks like my head has a heart on. Like a virgin, hey, touched for the very first time. I'm just kidding. That's not really how I sing, kind of. That's what it's called, Sarai. Yep. Yes, girl. Okay, so I want to read it. So what we will do. Hi, Delusion Dispella. I was Delusion Dispella. Hi, Beth. The bubbles come on. So yeah. Did I just give my age away? Well, no, you still could be younger. A lot of people like Madonna. I don't like her newer as she's old. I had words with Lemonade. It's fine, Smile Bell. You don't have to, you do not have to like who you don't want to like. You know, everybody has their own relationships and their own likes and dislikes, and, you know, you don't have to apologize to me. Delusion Dispeller. The question I was going to ask people is if they wanted to hear the Cindy Watts book, because she has a book out now, and I know. Look, here we go. She has a book out, but I think what I'm going to do, so it's not on my main channel, I'm going to just do it unlisted and send people the link. It's case study. It's not as bad. Go grab that one out and then come back when you can concentrate. That's all I really needed to say. The link. Hi, yes, the link. Deplane. Okay, there. I took it out. See, everybody in here pretty much wants to hear it. So, I will just give you an excerpt of it. And I always felt she was narcissistic. But yeah, might be interesting to check out. Yes. So, I will just read the excerpt. Where's my glasses? Yeah, everybody wants to hear it, so I'll just read part of what I've read so far. Did she read the whole thing, Michelle? Did she read the whole thing? Okay, so it's called All My Broken Pieces by Cindy Watts and Kathleen. So you guys, you know me and my ability to focus when I'm reading chat. I can't. Yeah, paraphrased. That's okay, honey. Hi, Robert. You know me and my focus. I just got off the phone with Space Monster a few minutes ago. She was on her way to work, as we aren't giving her money. Yeah. Well, it's posted up, honey. I subscribed to YouTube channel, Connie. Oh, I love that when you guys subscribe to each other and support each other. Okay, also, there's the ability to turn on and off super chats for each video. So, I've always said I will not turn on super chats when it comes to, I will make it, yeah, it rang many times, Robert. I tried to call the group and it rang, so I just came on here. So, there's the foreword of it, okay? I'm going to read that to you. So, Jamie Watts is under the alias Sarah. Oh, yeah, because I was going live. So, just bear with me. I'm not going to be looking at the comments for a minute. And then, Sandy is Cindy, okay? Forward. This is just what Kathleen wrote. Can you guys hear me okay? So if you guys please, if you ever notice that Super Chat is on, because I haven't set it up on my computer yet, it gives me the ability on my phone to turn it on and off each video. If you ever see when I'm reading part of the book or anything like that, that Super Chats is on, please let me know in the comments. Hi, Dana. Hey, say, hey, Super Chats, okay? Because I don't want it on, all right? I want to be held accountable for that. I've always said I will not do that. Okay, the foreword says, I decided to write this book after several months of observing the Chris Watts case, not because it was an interesting case, though it is, but more so because there never seemed to be any clear motive. I don't believe that anyone without a violent past or some sign of mental illness would simply turn around one day and murder a pregnant woman and two little girls because they met somebody new. That didn't wash for me, as it didn't for any of us either, right? That's why we're still talking about it. I've written and researched strange crimes before, and this definitely looked like one. There was a pretty obviously strained marriage and a lot of questions. Many questions, many of them both medical and financial. The crime itself was the very worst that can be committed, killing children, and for that, to my mind at least, there are never mitigating circumstances, except, I guess, insanity. Was he insane? Was she? Or could it have been drug use? Some kind of amphetamine? Some kind of amphetamine might cause this. What was in those patches? Some miracle weight loss? Because he looked astounding in his before and after photos. Or was it simply speed, which explained the weight loss, lack of sleep, as reported by him and his girlfriend, and his seemingly over-the-top energy? Amphetamine rage makes people do the most horrible things. I remembered the Jeffrey McDonald case, a pregnant woman and two little girls of exactly the same ages. The late writer Joe McGinnis had, I thought, proved in the semifinal Fatal Vision beyond any doubt that he had indeed killed his family, as had the prosecutor in North Carolina. North Carolina, Fayetteville, so close to where Christopher and Shanann Watts grew up and met. Odd some of this isn't. Yes, it was similar to Jeffrey McDonald, wasn't it? They had some young doctor who had no history of violence, but had in one terrible hour destroyed all their lives, his included. Why? The only answer that made sense is that is the right word. Okay, yeah, some of this is not written very good. The only answer that made sense, if that is the right word, were those diet pills. And diet pills, at least back then, were amphetamines. Could this tragedy have occurred again? Maybe so. You can buy anything on the internet, and try as I might, I cannot find a lab test on the ingredients in those patches he was covered in. Well, so was she. Was that what happened? Then again, I didn't think she looked like she could be using speed. She wasn't fat, she wasn't thin, she looked normal. But then there were all those illnesses and maybe an elective neck surgery. And at least some of those must have led to opiate use, and that's really just heroin, and people don't always behave normally on heroin either. So, okay, drug use seems a serious possibility. I'll look into it, I decided. The medical records are sealed, but old-fashioned investigating might turn up some kind of proof. We'll see. Then there were the respective families. That's always a horrible thing to witness, whether you know them or not. The grief, the endless pain, and in the last couple decades, that pain is always made a million times worse by having your every single act since the day you were born scrutinized by millions of people on the internet. Along with the usual media, and that's just for the parents of the victims, they don't get a pass either. It's the wild, wild west on the net, and since all of us can know everything, we usually want to. Then there were his parents. They looked so nice and so terribly devastated. They looked lost. Did the son they loved so much and thought, as all parents must, that they knew so well, could he do this awful thing? How could he have? Why? 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 I saw that they were being tried and were losing in the court of public opinion. This aspect was also both interesting and puzzling to me. For at nearly the same time that the Watts family was imploding into violent murder in Colorado, a beautiful woman and her two fairly breathtaking young daughters were shot and killed in a $1 million home in San Antonio, Texas. As in the Watts case, the possible suspect of this crime, mother came forward and spoke of her love for her son, her certainty that he could never have done this thing. Funnily, that also happened in the McDonald case long ago, but no one hated Mrs. McDonald for her loyalty to her son. No one seems to feel that way about Mrs. Wheeler in Texas either. Possibly the family and friends of Nicole Olson and her daughters. It's odd, isn't it? Who we choose to judge and who we don't. I wondered why this mother was singled out for so much hatred, for doing what most mothers always do, are in fact expected to do, love their children no matter what. There were people who even seemed to think the Watts family did not love or miss their small granddaughters because they still loved their son and were asking questions. It was obvious from the beginning that neither of them were fond of Shanann. Well, if we're being honest, few mother and daughter-in-laws are all that close. Okay, so we're getting close. Hold on. I wanted to read the foreword to you guys so you kind of get the gist of why this person. Sorry, I had to turn off the heat. I want to read this to you so you can get the gist of why this person decided to read. But this one seemed worse than most because his parents weren't at their wedding, and then there was Nutgate. Most daughter-in-laws don't make loads of Facebook postings, which basically accuse their mother-in-laws of attempting to murder their grandchildren. But this one had. Wow. Yikes. There was, I knew, quite a backstory there, and I wanted to know what it was. I also was beginning to feel sorry for Chris Watts' family. They hadn't killed anyone, allegedly, or in real life. All they had done, as far as I could see, was keep loving their own child. And don't all parents do that, no matter what? Aren't you supposed to? The other crime they were committing was not saying anything about their grief at Shanann. So, okay, I thought they aren't being hypocrites. After all, they were only a couple of weeks beyond the attempted murder allegations of Nutgate, when the real murders occurred. People sanctify the dead a lot. And that's normal, I guess, unless it's Hitler or somebody. On the other hand, if someone you have disliked heartily for a long time dies, someone maybe you had been in a terrible fight with, say because they called you an attempted child killer on the net, dies, is it anything but pretty gross hypocrisy to go on TV and tell people how much you loved them and how much you missed them? To me, the answer was no. Okay, fine, moving on. Now I had other questions. What is it like to be a completely average, nice, hardworking American family one day and become America's most hated family? A warning to young children the next day. To say it would suck is probably the biggest understatement on planet Earth. I decided to talk to them if I could. I wrote a letter, and after a while Cindy wrote me back. It was such a polite, sad little letter that she broke my heart. Politeness in the face of all that, and to a writer, wow. Over the next few months we began to write more and then to talk. She was even kinder and sadder and more terribly lost than she appeared on TV. I spoke to her husband, Ronnie, a sweet, old-school, hard-working Southern gentleman, and then to hear really wonderful daughter, and I started to not just like them, but to feel protectively about these nice people who, let's face it, had done nothing wrong. So there you are, the reasons for the book, and what I'm hoping to find out over the course of it. But it's not just my book, it's Cindy's too. She needs a place to tell her story. Hi, Space Monster! Pooping. And to explain her feelings and history with her son and Shanann and her granddaughters. She needs a place to try and explain, to find out for herself what really happened, or to try, because Shanann and Celeste and Bella are gone now. They are beyond our questions and beyond caring about our judgments now. This book is for the living. There's stories about before and after. Okay, so I'm not going to continue to read. Let me just scroll down. I don't know if you guys want me to keep reading what the author's saying, or I can just scroll down to chapter 1. What do you guys think? Do you want me to just scroll down to chapter 1? Yes, please. Scroll down to chapter 1 or keep reading what the author says. It's interesting. I think we have to know what led up to, the writing of the book. Hi, D90. Keep going, girl. Okay, so it's not too... Yeah, it's okay. Let me go. It's not that much longer from the author. Let me go back. Okay, so here it goes. I don't think even once. Let me get kind of comfortable here. Sorry, I'm just gonna get a little more comfy. Okay, if I want to do this here. Ah! No. Hold on. This is stupid. Hold on. Okay. There we go. Hold on. Dang it. No. Sorry. No, go back. Go back. All right. I'm trying to fix this stupid stand. Hi, Debbie. Oh. I gotta get back to that. Hold on. I gotta stand this light up again. Okay, here we go. I just need to get a little bit more comfy, guys, okay? What happened? What happened? I love Audrey, too. Okay. What happened? What happened to Debbie, you guys? I'll go back and read in a minute, okay? Hiya, Uncut. I responded to your email, sweetheart. Hold on. Almost there. Okay. So where I left off was right here. Okay. All right. So it says, you ready, you guys? Okay, good. Yeah, it's not Sandra no, not Sandra Rusek. Okay. It says here, I don't think even once, not when I was a little girl. Really? Am I reading it okay? My hair is driving me nuts. I don't think even once, not even when I was a little girl, that I expected or wanted everyone in our country to know my name. Um, Maybe every little girl dreams of being a princess and now an internet star, but they didn't have internet stars when I was a kid, and they don't have any princesses or stars at all where I've always lived, except for those in the sky. If anyone had been interested or asked me 10 years ago what I wanted, I would have told them I already had it. A good marriage to a fine man and 2 wonderful children. By back then, I have to qualify and say that I mean back before my son married a woman that was wrong for him and began to lose himself. And we began, scroll up, to lose him as well. Okay, I just want to make sure I didn't mess up something. Okay. Our pain started then, and over the next 8 years, our lives tilted downhill and became sadder, more complicated, and filled with growing amounts of unwanted drama and fear until we finally ended up here at the bottom in a damaged, grieving heap, broken into pieces. 2 of our granddaughters are dead. The young woman who was our daughter-in-law is dead, and her family is devastated as well. Our boy is in many ways as lost to us as though he were dead. Our family is in rubble, and the whole world seems to know our names and hate us. We just exist and try to breathe through permanently constricted throats, trying to find a way, any way at all, to go on living for what we have left, who we have left, including each other, in our new reality, which is simply moment by moment wreckage. I am not writing this book to ask for sympathy. I am writing it because there are always 3 sides to every story: hers, his, and the truth. Maybe I cannot know the truth any more than all the millions of strangers worldwide who seem to think they do. But I know some things. I know our family. I know my son. Or maybe I don't, and I wish to gain understanding of him and his actions through this process. And to a degree, I know the story of the marriage that led us all here. I want to tell people about these things, I know at least. As to what I hope will come out of it, I don't hope for much anymore. But no matter what you think of me, of us, remember this: Chris is still my child. And if you have ever had and loved children, then you wish to hold them and comfort them even when they are damaged. You wish to make it right. I can't make this right, and I may never hold my son again, never be able to comfort him. I can tell my story, though, or my truth, if you will, and hope for understanding. This is the story of us before, during, and after the slide. It's the story of our son meeting and marrying Shanann and what occurred during their marriage. It's the story of our granddaughters as we knew them, and of our son's life during those years and their aftermath. This is about us, a group of ordinary people as we actually are, and not as those who think they know us or might wish to be. Because if what they say of us were true, then something like this could never happen to you or someone you love, and that reassurance I can't give anyone anymore. As painful as the words of strangers are, those who know nothing of us but feel they do, I hold no grudges. I might have thought the same as they do before, when it wasn't us. Before my family became one of those that people read about and shake their heads over, and then immediately run to their laptops to say such things as, I guess I would have drowned him at birth. Or, if that wasn't personal enough, they speculate about whether it was me or my husband Ronnie who is the psychopath, and whose horrible parenting or genes, take your pick, or choose both, has twisted up our boy so bad that was always destined to grow up to become a family annihilator. The worst, of course, the very worst. And I think what truly drove to this book is people who have written that my beautiful young grandson is going to grow up to be another Chris. God help you find more kindness for an innocent boy, and maybe to find in these pages the answer that there aren't any real answers. I mean, as to how this tragedy happened or what could have stopped it. Because can't you see that if we would have been able to, if we could have, we would have. Please, nothing else. If nothing else, believe that. I'd like to thank you, the reader, for listening to my story and for giving me your time as I traveled this road again. Chris was a really good kid. It's not just me who says so. Everyone who ever met and knew him said so too. He was very gentle and quiet and never caused a single problem. He was an honor student who loved sports and made a nice life for himself in Mooresville, North Carolina after high school, and then NASCAR Tech. Then he met Shanann. Chapter 1. You ready? Chapter 1. Here we go. That was the foreword, you guys. Sorry. Are you bored yet? Do you want me to come on another time, like tomorrow? Hi, Enlightened Cafe. Do you guys want me to keep going to chapter 1? You like how I read? Thank you. Do you want, or do you want me to come on another time? Okay, keep going. I just want to make sure I don't want you guys to be bored. Okay, ready? I'm not bored. I'm like dying to read it. So, okay. Everybody talks about their dreams for their children. But I think I can safely say that there is everybody talks about their dreams for their children. But I think I can safely say that there is only one that we parents have. We just want them to be happy. Of course, there is no bigger dream, and in many cases, nothing harder to achieve. And the difficult thing is that we really can't do one thing about helping them to be happy. That's mostly down to luck, I think. Our boy's luck ran out pretty early on. I don't think I worried about him much when he was little. He was such a good kid, and in high school he played baseball and got straight A's, so I didn't have any reason to worry. But I did anyway. Because he was so incredibly shy and quiet, I didn't want to tell him to be lonely or missing out on all the silly adventures that we parents complain about, but expect anyway, and then later shake our heads over and laugh. He was terribly serious at an age where most kids aren't. Our daughter was so busy and overscheduled with friends and boyfriends and keeping AT&T in business and pushing our rules that it was hard not to notice the differences between them as teenagers. Still, what more could I have reasonably wanted than a son who did all the right things and just seemed to enjoy going to see NASCAR races with his dad while maintaining high school grades and playing sports? And yet, okay, I'd hear from my mother, who the kids called Oma, about the school pickups. I was working, and so she would go and collect the kids for me after school. She'd drive up to get Chris first at his elementary school, and promptly out he would come, my sweet boy ambling out the door, giving her his quiet smile and saying thank you as he got in the car to wait for his sister. Wait, they did too. Wait, what? For his sister. Wait, they did too. Sarah was so popular that it could take her a good half an hour of more after school to say goodbye to all her friends that she wouldn't get a chance to talk to by phone for an hour or so. It used to drive Mom crazy. Both my kids were born kind. It's just that Sarah, Jamie, never met a stranger in her life, and Chris, well, he liked people just fine, but he came out reserved and quiet, just like his dad, and he stayed that way. He had a few close friends, and I guess if I wondered how it would go for him later, and I did because I'm a mother, I hoped that somewhere out there ahead of him was a sweet girl who would think like I had about Ronnie and value him for what he was. She would, I hope, simply enjoy being with my sweet, good, hardworking boy and build a life with him. With Sarah, I knew she'd have her pick, and pick right when she was ready, and she did. She went to college, fell in love with Steve, married him, and started her career and her living happily ever after in the usual small starter house. With Chris, I didn't know so much as hope but the best. He was so shy, in fact, that a girl had to ask him to their senior prom. So I think, if I can remember correctly, I guess I knew he'd have to meet a pretty outgoing girl to bring him out of his shell. I knew that when he did that, he'd be completely devoted to her and try his very best to make her happy. And since he is so much like his dad, I figured her chances for that were better than average. After high school, Chris, who like his dad could fix anything mechanical that had been invented, had set his sights on the NASCAR Academy, and so off he went at 18, and after he completed his schooling there, he was hired by Ford dealership in Monroeville. He's always been a hard worker, and he liked the work, and he liked the work too, and we had raised both our kids to be careful about money. For a while there, it seemed like he had learned it too, because he started right off by saving up about every cent that didn't go to rent and food. And before too long, he had bought a brand new car, a Ford Mustang, and he only owed $8,000 on it, while managing to put another $11,000 into savings, which is pretty good for a young man of 24. Ronnie and I are careful people, so nothing about Chris's finances surprised us then. In what spare time Chris had, he continued his lifelong enjoyment of exercise and being outside, and coming down to visit us and his sister and our new family member, Sarah's little boy Wyatt. And of course, he took every opportunity to go see NASCAR with his dad. I was glad of that too. I love Ronnie, but those races are too loud for me, and I don't think I was missed. Those two loved hanging out together. Our family stayed close, and we saw a lot of Chris, despite the 3-hour drive from Monroeville to Spring Lake. He and Wyatt had become best friends too, and Uncle Chris Maid was always a favorite visitor for him and Sarah, and Steve were expecting their second baby, which we were all overjoyed about. I think we were all happy in that simple way of being so without noticing it. I guess by that I mean things were on track. Our kids were doing well, and their entries into adulthood had almost been a paint-by-numbers deal. School, jobs, marriage, and a baby for our oldest, and Chris was so young that we weren't at all concerned that he hadn't met anyone special yet. Then we got a call from Chris that he in fact met a girl, and she was special, and he wanted us to meet her. And he wanted us to meet her. Da 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 da. Okay, here it goes. Here it starts. Okay, sorry. That's blocking it. Why is that blocking it? Okay. Okay, he wanted us to meet her. Sarah, who is by far the most outgoing member of our family, decided to host a barbecue. Nothing big, just a casual little thing with a few friends and family. We weren't nervous, exactly, but we were a little surprised because Chris had sheepishly announced to us that his new girlfriend was 40. And since he was only 24, well, I can't say what I thought. I was definitely curious, though. Hold on. 24, Cindy. Wait, Shanann was... Shanann, why is... This lighting sucks, you guys. So, wait, Shanann was... No. How was she 40? She wasn't 40 when he did, you know. Hi, Annie. Maybe, okay, maybe she misunderstood. I'll finish on. I'll keep going. Because maybe there was a miscommunication. Okay, it was a joke. Why does it go up? Why is it? Okay, I just want to. Shanann was 34. Yeah. Okay. So maybe he just said that or something. She died at 33. Yeah, I knew she was. I thought she was 34. Yeah. Okay. Let's go. When Chris arrived, it was with a young, pretty, dark-haired woman. Her name was Shanann King, and she didn't look anywhere near 40. Ronnie didn't seem to be bothered by it, but Sarah and I did a little whispering in the kitchen, wondering why Chris had told us that she was so much older than she obviously was. Finally, we asked him. He grinned and brought Shanann over, and they laughed and said it had been her idea, and wasn't it hilarious? We laughed too, but to this day, I never have figured out why she wanted us to think she was so much older. Still, Chris seemed to like her a lot, and she was very friendly and outgoing. And who gets every joke anyway? So we weren't worried. I suppose we were happy he found someone he liked enough to want to introduce us to, and she seemed to have a lot going for her, an extraordinary amount of things, actually. She was, as it turned out, only a year older than Chris, and she was pretty and very outgoing, which probably was an excellent thing since he was so shy. She could bring him out of his shell, is I guess what I thought. Remember, please, I'm trying very hard here to look back as honestly as I can. All of us have to keep doing that, to remember how it was, not how it became, if we are going to attempt this story. She was pretty and funny in the beginning. It seemed like she wanted all of us to be friends and to get to know each other and, well, all those normal things. Also, we are a family that believes in hard work and trying to do the best you can. And when we met her, she was driving a Cadillac Escalade from the company she said she worked for, Dirty South, and then there was her house. Now, a lot of money and big houses don't mean anything to me personally. I don't want to live anywhere but in our little 1,100 square foot house until the day I die. But I know those things are important to a lot of people, and that's fine. Hard work, whether it's for your own personal satisfaction as well as putting a roof over your head, no matter how small or large, seems to me to make people feel good about themselves. And the roof Shanann had put over her head with her hard work was a big one. In fact, it looked like a mansion. It was, Sarah commented to me, the biggest and grandest house she'd ever seen, then or now. If I had 3 formal living rooms, for heaven's sake, and each one of them, no, it had 3 formal living rooms, and each one of them, well, every room had the most beautiful furniture I'd ever seen in all of them. It sat right beside a lake, and there was a boathouse too. For the people who lived in that subdivision, I'm guessing that a boat wasn't out of the question. Her bedroom was massive and beautiful. She had these little clocks and things she said she'd ordered from Switzerland. It was perfect, like a castle. And she said she had bought and paid for it from her job at Dirty South by the age of 25. She told me, in fact, when she had approached the builders and told them what she wanted, they didn't take her a bit seriously until she opened up a suitcase she had brought and pulled out $20,000 in cash. You had to be impressed with that no matter what. I saw years later that her brother Frankie said that she was always a hard worker and was making $500,000 a year. And to maintain that house, I think you would have to be pulling that in. Like I said, she was also driving a company car from Dirty South. Though she had told Sarah that she was either taking a break from there or had quit, Sarah isn't positive which, and that she was working as a nanny at the time instead. She also mentions that she had worked at Gap previously, so I don't have any idea how she was managing it all. She didn't come from any more wealth than Chris had, just nice, ordinary people. And if she had won the lottery, which I could have believed she did mention, and she would have, which I could have believed she didn't mention, and she would have. Because right from the start, Shanann pretty much said everything she thought and told us a lot about her life. We heard right away about her lupus and the fibromyalgia and her migraines, the endometriosis and celiac disease she brought up later. She told us she was divorced from a man who she had put through school, and that he had been physically unattractive, and that despite that he had also cheated on her. She also told us she had recently been in a single car accident and hurt her neck. She might have said she'd gone through the windshield too, but I can't be sure. She seemed to be healthy and happy all the times we saw her, so I suppose she was just a very strong person. At any rate, despite some confusion on how she managed the house or where she worked, I think she just dazzled Chris. Sure, he was supporting himself and doing really well, especially for his age, but she was living in a house that cost nearly $500,000 and had furniture and art inside that was probably worth half that again, and her car was an Escalade after all. So if she started talking to him right away about what to do with money, he most probably would have listened to her. He certainly seemed to be listening to everything she told him right from the beginning. Okay, so there's chapter 2. I don't know if you guys... Oh, bye, Sean. Now listen, you guys. I'm the kind of person, I can see things from both sides. Now just try to picture... Yes, well, it's the mother's work. It's somebody writing for the mother, Debbie. I wrote you back in the comments, honey. No, how? No, I never turned it on. It doesn't even, what? No, how? Now it's not showing me. How? It's not even, usually when you click those 3 dots, it asked me in the beginning if I wanted it on, and I didn't click yes. So how is it on? Okay, you guys, just know, because if I exit out of here, it'll leave. Please, nobody send any super chats. Do not send any, I'm sorry. I thought I didn't click on. So, I mean, well, thank you for telling me. Yeah, when I'm discussing when I'm doing, it's okay, honey. If it was on, you didn't know, Katrina. Just know, you guys, that when I'm reading this, or I know, that's okay. That's totally. She wasn't even in here yet. Count me in, Katrina. Sweetie, don't worry, honey. Listen, I know you weren't even here, honey, and I wish I would have known at the beginning it was on, because when I said I don't want anyone want it on, nobody had said anything then. So, like I said, anything that I'm reading or whatever about this case, I do not want super chats. Okay, you guys? So just, and I'll try to make sure it's off. And like I said, if it's not, let me know and I'll try to figure out how to. Thank you, Katrina. You're so sweet. See, thank you, Lever Madonna. See, it doesn't have that $sign showing on my phone. So doesn't it usually? Doesn't it have a little $sign? Okay. Do you guys want me to read chapter 2 or do you want to wait for another time? I'm just saying I don't want to. Any other time, you guys, if you want to give super chats, that's fine. Wonder if she was able to afford all that by illegal dealings. Thank you, Connie. You guys want me to keep reading? Okay. And then what else? I was going to say something else, darn it, you guys. Oh, yeah. You want to hear the whole, I know, count me in. Okay, see, Inner Peace, it's not showing on my phone is what I'm saying. Wouldn't it show me too? Hi, Angie. Really? Okay, I'll keep going. All right, you guys. I just don't want to bore you. I don't want to bore you with my reading. Okay. So, and I don't ask for money, so please know that. But if you guys, yes, just Shelly, it is kind of. Yeah, Michelle, just let me know, you guys, if it's ever on. Hi, Luann. No, 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 no. Nanny, wait, can I return that? Oh, it doesn't even let me. Nanny Love, for some reason, it's not showing me that my super chat's on. Okay, I'm just going to keep reading. If you guys in the comments could let people know. Annie, yeah. I know. Okay, Okay, chapter 2. We're ready for chapter 2. All right? Happy birthday! Everybody give Angie some love. Michelle. Send Angie some love. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Angie. Happy birthday to you. And many more. Okay. 30? You're young, girl. Next week's my birthday, and I'm old. All right. Chapter 2. Chris lived and worked in Charlotte, and so we didn't see as much of him as we would have liked. And he's never exactly been the chatty type on the phone. Well, until he met NK, right? Okay, sorry. I'm the sort of person, too, who figures no news is good news. I knew he had a pretty new girlfriend and work, and I didn't worry. He talked to his dad by phone, and I knew if there were any problems, Ronnie would tell me, and he didn't mention any. So why worry? Katrina, we got to talk, girl, on Google Hangouts. I want to talk to you. Okay. We met her parents when they came up, and her brother, and they seemed like nice people. I'll admit, too, that I wasn't looking to get really close to Shanann. Not because I disliked her, but because her conversations were so personal that they made me a little uncomfortable. There are lots of people who like to tell you everything about themselves when they meet you, but I'm not one of them. And that's okay in both directions, I think. Like I said, I wasn't worried. The first time I did become a little concerned was at our grandson Wyatt's 3rd birthday party. Also, you guys, I just want you to think for a minute, okay? Remember what they said before, what she said before? Um, Try to picture this being your son. Remember Libra's rule. Think about it being your son meeting a new girl and she has all this stuff. Just try to be realistic about it. Okay, Sarah was pretty pregnant then with Ruby, and the party was just going to be a small backyard one. Wyatt, like most little boys, had a Power Ranger toy he liked. Shanann knew about this, and she suggested that it be a Power Rangers party. Our daughter is a pretty easygoing girl, and so she didn't mind if Shanann wanted to help out or whatever. At any rate, one of Shanann's ideas was that she and Chris show up at the party dressed as Power Rangers. And I guess she got him to rent the outfits or buy them. I'm not sure which. But when the day came, Chris had forgotten the helmets, bearing in mind that it was a 3-hour drive from where he lived to Sarah's house, and that Wyatt was 3.5. Wyatt was 3, and that all of us were just happy he could come. It took us all back when Shanann told him, in no certain terms, that he was going to turn right around and drive straight back 3 hours to get the helmets and then return. A 6-hour trip. And obviously another 3 hours back home for a total of 12 hours on the road. And for what? We all asked him that, told him not to go. Don't be silly. Wyatt could care less. Just stay, enjoy yourself, visit with us, relax, we said. But it was Shanann he was looking for approval already, and he looked anxious. We'd never seen him look that way. Chris was always a relaxed kid and young man, but she told him to go back and get those helmets, and that's just what he did. I guess that was the first time we began to worry. It was just the beginning. Chapter 3. Like every other family, when their adult child falls in love, it wasn't going to matter what we thought about their kids' new love interest. What would matter is what we said, which if you ever want to have a continuing relationship with your child, better be nothing at all. And so that's what we did. I mean, who knows? People on the internet call me a crazy, possessive mother, and Chris seemed to allude to that a little bit in his first interview. Quote, "My mom was a little hesitant," end quote. The detective jumped in. Quote, "Yeah, losing her baby and all?" End quote. He shrugged and smiled. I have to admit I was a little taken aback by his answer, because this was just a few weeks after Shanann had written about me on Facebook, and she'd written a lot, saying amongst other things that Sarah was the golden child and that Chris was always second. Sometimes you really can't win. The simple truth is that I have always been crazy about both our kids, and so is Ronnie. But yes, I have been extremely close to my daughter, who is an astounding young woman, and who, with our beloved, very nice son-in-law, generously shares time with their children and themselves with us. That doesn't mean I loved her more. We just had more in common. For example, we like to talk to each other. Something Chris and Ronnie definitely had in common was that they did not have to talk much when together. Not that you can talk anyway at drag races or NASCAR unless you like to speak with bullhorns. Ronnie's closeness to Chris does not mean he loved him more than Sarah. There are just untrue things, and they are hurtful from anyone. There's a good old-fashioned poem about this that I guess everyone could read on. Quote, "A daughter is a daughter all your life. A son is a son till he takes a wife." End quote. It just means really that you are pretty much have to understand and accept that once your kid grows up and marries, that things will be different, and that if you want to see them and to keep the peace, you need to like their choices whether you do or not, especially if you have grandchildren. I got lucky with Sarah's Steve, not so lucky with Chris's choice, but I figured it didn't have to be a disaster. We could be polite and friendly, and if so, maybe Ronnie and I could get every other Christmas with them, and that's the best any parents can hope for, really. So getting back to then, Chris was obviously in love. We were keeping quiet and going with our lives. And a few weeks later, Chris called up to tell us that he just bought an engagement ring for Shanann, one they had picked out together. And before I could say congratulations, he went on to tell me that he had paid $12,000 for it. I have to say, I was shocked. $12,000 is a down payment on a house. Or he could have paid off his car. It was $1,000 more than he'd had in his life savings. And besides, he was an auto mechanic, not Prince William or Donald Trump. That's President Trump to you. Don't call him Donald Trump. Sorry. Maybe what I had just said will make people laugh at me, because maybe that's not a lot of money to other people, but it is to our family. I said, son, you know money doesn't grow on trees. Couldn't you have found something nice for less, just as nice for less money? Yeah, that's a good one, honey. You guys, yes, please remind people. Thank you so much for taking care of the chat, you guys. Thank you so much. Only on the Watts case stuff. I do not want super chats, okay, you guys? Thank you. Please, please, please. I stand by that. Okay, so he didn't say anything, and I think I handed the phone over to Ronnie. But I found out later he had told Shanann what I said, and she was really angry about it. I was sorry to hear that, because I'd been trying hard to maintain a relationship with her during this time. She had that habit of saying confiding things to me, and like I said, I'm not used to someone I don't know being that open. Or maybe the problem, from my standpoint, was that all her confidences to me were about how sort of pathetic she found my son. It's possible, I suppose, that she blamed for his shortcomings, and she blamed me for his shortcomings, and she hoped that by telling me how he couldn't even wash dishes right or cook, or how the way he dressed embarrassed her, and how she didn't like his hair or his weight either, he was too skinny, that we could maybe collaborate on improving him together and become closer. I didn't like it though, and I know it showed. But now she was going to be our daughter-in-law, and that meant that if Chris didn't mind her criticism, then I had better stop minding it for him. We'd make a new start, a reset. It would begin at the beach house that Sarah and Steve had already rented for a coming stay, a family week. Chris had already been invited, and we knew that he was bringing Shanann even before the ring announcement. The plan was for all of us to spend time together and enjoy each other and witness the formal proposal she wanted him to make with the ring. Shanann managed to find a nearby beach house on the same street as the one our family was in, for her family to stay. That sounded good to a chance to start getting to know our future in-laws better, and we could all become good friends before the wedding. Everything went okay at first. We were all happy to be on the beach. Chris and Shanann in particular loved being outside all day, and they really were a beautiful couple. They seemed to be in love and happy, and the Rucheks were delighted with our boy, and well, yeah, it seemed like this might end up well after all. Sarah and Steve and Wyatt and our brand new granddaughter were there and having a good time too. The sun shone, and at least from my perspective, our Wyatt was like having the sun all around all the time. He's such a handsome, happy little guy, always ready for an adventure, and for Wyatt, having Uncle Chris around was as good as Christmas. Chris was uncle and good buddy rolled up into one. He played with him and looked like he was having as much fun doing it as Wyatt. Little kids do know the difference between someone who really enjoys their company and someone who is doing it for show. Though I'll admit it, they'll take the latter if the former isn't available. After all, it's better than not having any attention at all. Kids aren't stupid. So Wyatt's Wyatt didn't even want to eat breakfast first in the morning without including his pal, Uncle Chris. He'd march right into the bedroom that Chris and Shanann were staying in and knock and holler good morning, to hopefully wake up Chris so that he didn't miss any part of the fun. I guess, like all adoring grandmas, I am definitely one of those. I thought it was adorable. We all did. Well, not all of us, apparently. The second morning it happened, Chris found me in the kitchen and asked me to keep Wyatt from knocking on the door. I was surprised and asked him why. He said Shanann didn't like it and it was ruining her morning sleep. I was annoyed and told him that he could tell his sister that himself if he wanted it to stop, and that he knew how much Wyatt loved him and that this would hurt his feelings. What was the big deal anyway? It wasn't that early. Chris looked a little embarrassed and shrugged and said, "Well, it's her vacation too, I guess." Anyway, that was the end of it as far as I knew. Something else happened that week which was much worse, but our family doesn't discuss it. And it wasn't between me and Shanann and Chris. It wasn't between me and Shanann, and Chris didn't hear about it. The proposal happened during the week as well. Chris and Shanann went down to the beach with a photographer she'd hired, and Chris popped the question and she said yes, and then they posed for pictures that they later showed us. They were in their swimsuits, and they looked young and beautiful and happy. Chris was still very slim and muscled then, and so was she. And muscled then, and so was she, and everybody got a little choked up that they're going to be a wedding, and then we all went home. And while I wouldn't have said it gone smoothly, I decided to try and not think about it anymore and just get on with things. Then I received an email from Shanann that shocked me completely. The gist of it was that she wanted me to know that she did not like me one bit. She thought I was a bad influence and a bad mother to Chris. She said that she knew I did not like her either, and the less we saw of each other, the better. I'd never said any unkind word to her. I felt I'd bent over backwards to welcome her into our family, and I also thought, wrongly, obviously, that I had hidden my doubts about her. It would be a lie to say I wasn't completely devastated by that email. In my whole life, no one had ever said anything like that to me. Like Chris, I'm shy. I don't get into arguments with people or raise my voice. I cried, and I showed it to Ronnie, who told me not to answer and to just forget about it. My husband really can do things like that. I didn't take his advice. I wish I had now, because what does any of it matter anymore? It did then, though, and then is what I'm having to remember now. I wrote her back and told her how badly she'd hurt my feelings. I told her that whether it looked like it or not, that I was trying. I told her that I didn't like the way she talked about my son or how she'd acted with my grandson, but that at least I was making an effort. Then I think I told her that I wouldn't have ever written an email like this if I hadn't gotten hers. And it all seems so stupid and petty now, and it was then, ugly and petty, and as sorry a beginning as family trying to blend could have. I didn't say anything to Chris, though, because they'd just gotten engaged and it would have upset him, and Ronnie said not to, and he was probably right. I don't know what I thought would happen, but what I wanted to happen was for it to go away, and not to ever have her or anyone really be as mean to me as that again, or make me lose my temper as I had. I couldn't deal with things like this and end up until then I'd never had to. And up until then. So having been hit and having responded to my shame, I decided to turn another cheek and try harder. This, as it happens, was not a very good plan either. Who goes there? Ow. How many chapters? Let me look. We got to save some of this, you guys. How long's chapter 4? Okay, I'll read to chapter 4, okay? I'll read through chapter 4. Because I don't know how many chapters there are, you guys. Are you bored yet? Are you bored? No. um, okay, chapter 4. Sarah was upset about the week at the beach and concerned that Shanann blamed any fallout on me. But she's not a young woman who likes problems or conflicts, and she very definitely has her own life and a demanding career, so she just wanted to ignore any incipient family drama, and she advised me to do the same. That sounded good, so I decided to take her advice, and together we offered to throw a bridal shower for Shanann. It had been pretty obvious from the pic of the $12,000 ring and the public engagement that Shanann was going to want a big wedding. She said she'd never had one with her first marriage, and there are loads of women who want that fairy tale day. So we didn't think it was strange. Sarah had gotten married right out of college, and we'd gone into debt to give her a nice wedding. And a lot of young marriages, it hadn't lasted but 1 minute. A lot of young marriages. Ronnie and I hadn't judged. We just shrugged it off, and we thought of it all. We thought of how beautiful our girl had looked that day. Later on, when she married Steve, they just went up to the mountaintop and did it. But I know every girl wants that day once. Sometimes I think more for the wedding experience than the marriage, but whatever I think isn't going to put much of a dent in America's queen for a day wedding industry, one way or another. Anyway, it was obvious that she could afford to have any kind of wedding she wanted. There was the house and the car, and though we didn't think her parents could pay for a big wedding, we knew she could, so why not? Our family couldn't do anything elaborate because we simply don't have much money. But Sarah and I both like to cook and decorate tables and make party favors and that kind of thing, so we knew we could give her a pretty bridal shower, and then she'd be happy, and that would make Chris happy, etc. We knew that Shanann wouldn't want a small bridal shower at either of Sarah or I's small houses, and so we rented a little clubhouse in Fayetteville. She had mentioned liking. It was attached to an apartment complex, not a big space, but nice. Indeed, her second engagement party would be held there. We asked her for the names and addresses of all of her girlfriends and wrote and sent out the invitations to them and her family members. I was the one who mailed them, not Sarah. A week after the invitations had gone out, the only RSVPs we had were from members of our family and hers. I called Shanann up and told her that we hadn't gotten any answers from her girlfriends. She gave me their numbers and I called each one. All of them said they had gotten their invitations but hadn't answered because they each had different plans for that day and weren't going to be able to make it. There was one exception who said she had been planning to RSVP and would be there. Sarah and I had worked hard on the shower, and I thought it looked beautiful, and our family and hers were there, and she got gifts and lots of attention, but she wasn't happy. You could tell she just wasn't. I just didn't realize how unhappy she was until years later when Sarah and I saw the... Hold on. Hold on. The author puts something in here. Oh, okay, I just didn't realize how unhappy she was until years later when Sarah and I saw the discovery documents. Okay, so let me just talk to you guys. Oh, I haven't even gotten to freaking read the comments, you guys. Okay. So, how are you guys liking it so far? What do you think? What do you guys think of it so far, you guys? Ow. I'm very curious. What are you guys talking about? 57 people listening to this, to the story. How many chapters it's okay? Yeah, let me see. I want to know how many chapters it is. You're having a good time? Yay! You joined Thrive? When? When, honey? Joy says she could listen for another hour. I could read it for another hour. I just don't want to bore you guys. Today, who'd you join with? Yeah. 3 milligrams, you guys. I went down from 6 to 3 and I'm doing okay. Oh, did you go on my link? Woo, woo. Yay. Did you get the $25 credit? Did you do the auto ship? Make sure you do the auto ship. It probably hasn't shipped out. Look up. What? Do I have a booger? Proud of you for going down. Oh, thank you. Oh, good, Luann. I want because you get this stuff cheaper. Okay, wait. do I have a booger, you guys? Wait. Please, during the reading, Bella would appreciate that you don't do super chat. Thank you, Michelle. Hi, Chris. Welcome. Oh, well, someone told me to look up. 9 Angels, we still need to meet too, because you're not too. We could meet to each other within a day. Better than the ID channel. Hi, Jana. Hi, honey. I wrote you back on the email. Katrina. Booger. You have to do auto ship, honey. You can go back in and cancel the order. You have 20. I don't know what happens. Let's see. Do the auto ship, because then you can change it after you do the auto ship. Because you save 25%. Bye, Go Sooners. You go change it, because you save 25% more, and yeah, so it's better. You save more money, and you can change the dates. Like, say next month you need it shipped on a different day, then you can change it. Thank you, Inner Peas. Yeah, go in and change it, honey, if you can. You'll save more money, too. What did you miss in childhood, honey? My daughter has to get a root canal. Auto ship rocks, Shelly, right? Because sometimes it's like, oh, shoot, I forgot to order, you know? You like being read, too? I love to read. Go in and change it, honey. Cancel the order, but do it because it has to be done by 12 o'clock tonight. Hi, Insightly Digest. Wait, who's crabby? I'll read to you anytime, lover of Madonna. Karen, I mean, this is my other sis. Oh, you got a filling today, honey? Crown Royal? I don't know. I don't know. He just doesn't come in anymore. 9 Angels. I don't know. Thank you, guys. Just laying on lounge. I'll read to you guys anytime. Remember, I went to the library and I got those 7 books. So I want to do a reading night. Oh, you guys are so loving to each other. I love it. Okay, we'll go to chapter 5. Well, listen, there's this, look, no. The author wrote something else in between. Do you want me to read it? Oh, no. A bolt in your jaw? That's not good. Okay, so she wrote something. I'll read it real quick, I guess, okay? Oh, root canals suck. Okay. Me? Just Shelly? Are you talking about me? What email, babe? Okay, here it goes. Crabs. Has anyone ever had crabs? Okay, this is pissing me off. Thank you, Insightly Digest. Okay, so I'm going to read. Root canals are expensive. "53-year-old teeth." I didn't get any email, honey. Luann, are you sure? King crab legs. When was that, sweetheart? When did you email me? Okay, I'm trying to get to the place. Trying to get to the place I need to get to. Oh, it does? Okay. I didn't know that. Okay. Okay, I'm going to read a little part that the author wrote. But do you guys mind really quick? I'm going to check something for Luann, okay? Really quick. I want to make sure she gets what she needs to get. Sorry, guys. But this is important, too. Okay, so here we go. Oh, also, Luann, the other benefit of being on AutoShip is we get to be beta testers, which means Lavelle sends out stuff to us if you're on AutoShip before they put it out for customers. So we test it and give our feedback. It's stuff that they're gonna put out. Okay, hold on. Come on. What's taking this thing so long? It's hooked up to the internet. What's taking it so long? Okay, so I'll go. Okay, so she says, this is the author, you guys, okay? Hello again, readers. I know this is an unusual way to do a book, but bear with me dropping in on you and Cindy from time to time. There's a lot of sometimes boring research that goes into people's life stories, and sometimes it needs to come into the book anyway. This chapter is different, and a spoiler alert. It's going to run long. There are 1,960 pages in the Chris Watts' Discovery file. There is a great deal of minute and some repetition. But there are also pieces of the lives of Chris and Shanann and his family and hers that I think show some fairly terrifying writing on the wall and might help to answer the enormous why of this family's grotesque ending. What? The following pages are both a letter that Sandy Ruchek, Shanann's mother, wrote to Detective Dave Baumhaver, of Weld County in Colorado, which details out her memories of her interactions with the Watts family and their answering memories of these same events. Okay, I'm so confused. I'm totally connected to Wi-Fi. I don't know why this is not working. Okay, wait, there we go. Memory is a funny matter. I've spoken to Dr. Saul Casson, the expert from Making a Murderer, and it seems any one of us can have a false memory if we are frightened or upset. And at the time Sandy wrote this, she was suffering from the worst kind of shock and grief a human can experience. Okay. Okay. Got it. Okay. Okay, I'm doing it. Okay. 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 I'm just going to check your order, honey. Jana, I think you made an account too on the 8/17. There's a lot of people that have made accounts but they haven't ordered. Okay, I gotta look for the date because I gotta find your name. Today is the 30th? Is today the 30th, you guys? No. Yeah, hold on. Looks like Dana made an account. Okay. There it is. Okay. Let me see what you ordered, honey. So you ordered the lifestyle. Okay. So you want 2 boxes of the lifestyle mix, but when you get 25% off of each box when you do the auto ship, so you're saving money there. Yeah, so you ordered everything right, except you need, for the whole month, you need 1 more box of shakes. But go in. It should give you the option to go in and change it. Okay. Update. It says edit, or you can go in and just try to edit it on auto ship. Yeah. It's the first, you guys. Yeah. Yes, you can. 9 angels. Yep. You guys, yeah. Go order. See, it's still only 11:30 here. The Pure is awesome. The cafe is awesome. I use the cafe. You guys, for to mix in my shakes, and you can make it also for for what you call it. Yep, home baked pumpkin seed season. It's yeah, 1 box of shakes, but also do edit order. Connie, absolutely, honey. Always do auto ship, you guys. Yeah, I mean, it's very beneficial. 9 angels. It's in my what you call it, about me section, but it's BellaCosca.thrive123.com. Okay, let's get back to this. BellaCosca.thrive123.com. So go in there and over and out. Go check it out. Try to fix it. I want you to get that auto ship, honey. Let me see really quick. Hold on. Okay, sorry guys. Okay. So where were we? Let's get back to this. Okay. The following pages are both a letter that Sandy Ruchek, Shanann's mother, wrote to Detective Dame. I already said that. Memory is a funny matter. I already read that. Memory is a funny matter. I've spoken to Dr. Saul Casson, the expert from Making a Murderer, and it seems any one of us can have a false memory if we are frightened or upset, and at the time Sandy wrote this, she was suffering from the worst kind of shock and grief a human can experience. Murder. It tends to wipe out every good thing that came before it. It makes you ask yourself if there were ever any good moments at all, or if you just remembered them wrong. That's true for all of us at any given time. In fact, cops hate to take eyewitness statements at car accidents. They never get the same story twice. Nobody even gets the color of the car the same. Yet are those witnesses lying? If they are they conscious of it? Memory is subjective, and so here are both families' memories. I'll leave it to you, the reader, to decide what to believe. The letter from Sandy Ruchek is here without spelling changes and includes rebuttals from Cindy, which will be in bold font to try and avoid confusion on who's speaking. Thanks for your time, and I'll see you in the next chapter down. Cheers, Kathleen. Okay, attention. Dave Baumhover. Okay. Hi, Krabby Girl. Sorry, you guys, my legs. Okay. So this will be in 2009. Shanann built her house in Charlotte, North Carolina, battling her lupus. Her friend told her about her cousin, Chris, saying he was a very nice guy, quiet, etc. So Shanann got a request from him. On Facebook. Months later, she called me saying, "Mom, I met a nice guy. He is a mechanic." I said, "As long as you're happy and he is good to you." There isn't much to add to this paragraph other than to say that the friend of Shanann was our nephew's former wife, Nicole Candaddy. Yeah. And that during this time, we were still confused about how to pronounce Shanann's name, as her parents always referred to her as Shannon, Shannon, and that Chris announced that he was going to change the spelling of his name at her suggestion to Christopher. Okay, you guys got to see this. Hold on. You guys got to see this. Look at the name change. Okay. She wants him to spell it like this. See, Christopher? She wanted him to change his name to that spelling. Okay. And I'll admit, we laughed at him. We never heard about Christopher again. It's kind of like Jennifer. Jennifer. A few months after that, Shanann... No. Oh, shit. I need to plug this in. I need to plug in my phone, you guys. Dang it. A few months after that... Who, Shanann? Are you talking about Shanann, honey? Yeah, she, of course, is kind of... She did have a control issue. You guys, I might... Oh. Where'd it go? I might have to go... You guys, I think I might have to... go on my computer and do this, because my phone... Wait, hold on. Maybe not. Ow. Hold on. I might be able to do this. I need to get my little plug-in, my charger thingy. Ow. Hold up. Wait a minute. I just talk to you guys like I'm talking to my friends on FaceTime. I'm just like, doo-doo-doo. Okay, where's my... I think I put it in here. I don't remember closing that door. Hold on. I didn't close this door. You know what's pretty cool? I don't know if this... Ow, if this is charged up or not, but... That's pretty cool. Wait, I'm trying to remember. You are. I feel like it too, you guys. Trying to remember. I guess I would still have to have it plugged in. I need something to make it stand straight up, you guys. Or I might have to go on to my channel. Cuz I mean onto my computer. Let me see. Hold on. I'm still going to have to set it upwards, and this cord's going to be... Stop it. Okay. Is it charging? Okay, I think it's charging. Hold on. I don't know. Hopefully it doesn't break, or it doesn't drop. Sorry, guys. Ugh. Okay, we'll see. Don't look at my fat hanging out. Okay. So, if it drops, sorry, I'll have to pick it back up. Okay. Let's get back to this. A few months after that, Shanann and Chris had a family gathering, and Frank and I and his parents had a cookout. They were floored when they all saw her house. Shanann was a hard worker and wanted this to eventually sell and make a profit to keep doing so. You guys, this patch has no caffeine in it. It's not caffeine. Shanann was a hard worker and wanted this to eventually sell and make a profit to keep doing so eventually be mortgage free. Comes from a family of contractors. The barbecue where we first met Shanann's parents was at their house in August of 2010. It's a nice middle class home. I've already mentioned that Shanann was much more open and talkative about personal matters than I am. I found her mother Sandy to be much the same. In the first few minutes that we met, she pointed at Frank Sr. and said, quote, "I've only had 3 good years with that man," end quote. Shanann had previously told us that her father was an alcoholic and that her brother had drug problems, which was a conversation I'd felt badly about. I don't believe in airing family problems. At the time she'd spoken, I wondered if Chris, in this new kind of tell-all relationship, had told her about our own family's private pain. My husband had, in 2003, developed a cocaine problem, which lasted for an entire year. Chris had been at college at the time, and we had never spoken of it outside of our family. But I figured when Shanann had said that about her father and brother, that Chris, or as he was temporarily known, Christopher, had shared with her. So I was uncomfortable and sad when Sandy said that about her husband. I didn't know either if it meant that he had been sober for 3 years and that now she was happy, or if he had started drinking after their first 3 years and I didn't ask. So Shanann was eager to please his parents, waiting on them, hand and foot. When Shanann left the back porch and it was just me and Chris's mom, she leaned over to me and said, "Shanann was married before?" Question. Shanann was married before? I said, "Yes, just like your daughter was." And then later again, when we were alone, she said, "I just don't see it." I said what she said, "I don't feel or see that your daughter loves my son." I knew she was going to be a thorn in the marriage because my mother-in-law was the same way. This is a painful process. I won't lie to any of you. I'd never read this before. I didn't read the discovery documents. I've been in a bad place since the murders. I guess I wish I had read it, but I also wish I'd never spoken publicly at all during that time. Because then I also believed everything my son told me, and that is, as I'm finding out, no more truthful than this letter of Sandy's anyway. Anyway, Kathleen sent this letter to me when we were at the beach last week, and now I have read it, and so now I want to answer it. The conversation that Sandy refers to about my remarks regarding Shanann's loving my son did indeed take place several years later following an argument and then an apology I made. I'll get to that later. As for the remarks about either her daughter being married before or mine, no, that never took place at all. This was a barbecue and we just met, and I don't have intimate conversations, or at least I don't start them with people I don't know. Sandy did, over time, let me know that she had hated her mother-in-law, but I can't remember how that came up, and it certainly wasn't on this occasion. If she thought that about me as Shanann's future mother-in-law, I didn't know, and she didn't say. So every time I had cookouts, his mom and sister were very quiet and distant. We weren't accepted. They made that known. I guess all I can say to this is we were a pretty quiet family overall. Ronnie is extremely quiet, and Sarah is one of those people who truly believes if you can't say something nice, don't say anything at all. Her husband Steve is also quiet, it's true. So is Chris, and all of us hate arguments. I think I can see how more extroverted type of family might view us as distant, but we weren't trying to be. It's just the way we are. If there is a person in our family who shows emotion or loses their temper, I guess that would be me. But I promise that before our son and Shanann began their relationship, I can't remember a single incident where I had before. I usually just put my head down and try to forget about things. Their dating and marriage changed me, and not in a way I'm glad of. So forward to engagement party. Shanann and I shopped for food, wine, etc. Spent a lot. Chris's sister wanted all the invitations so she could help. So Shanann told me, parentheses, Mom, she wants to help. Send off the invitations. What do you think? She's accepting me? I'm going to let her do it. So this mom and sister prepped food and cross-contaminated everything. So Shanann couldn't eat any of it, gluten-free, nothing. Everything was made with gluten. So thank God I brought at least my daughter could eat. So as the night went on, Shanann and I went in the bathroom, and Shanann told me, Mom, I had like 80 invites. Only immediate family came. So Shanann called people the next day to learn that they never received an invite. Shanann was devastated. I'm not sure where to start. Maybe I should begin by explaining that by the time my daughter and I had thrown a bridal shower for Shanann in October of 2012, Chris and Shanann were living in Colorado. They had moved there and in with diocese, is that how you say it? In May of 2012, Chris had taken a job with Longmont Ford. We didn't have any gatherings before she flew back to North Carolina for the pre-wedding stuff. As to the engagement party, I'm assuming is what Sandy is speaking of, the bridal shower we gave her, which I have already addressed. Shanann's second engagement party was given by Nicole Kennedy, who was Shanann's matron of honor, and we had nothing to do with the food or invitations or anything at all. In fact, we didn't even attend that one. I heard about it later from family friends who did. Apparently, Nicole made a toast and said humorously, quote, I know there are people who would like to kill me for bringing these two together, end quote. My hat, it's not from you guys, but you see how they're red? With my arthritis, you guys, my fingers start to hurt really bad. Ow. Is someone sending... Oh, Michelle, are you just posting that to remind people? Is someone sending super chat? You can tell? Yeah, they hurt really bad. But it's not from reading, but I don't know if you guys can see the redness in them. Yeah, and when I work, so if I work like 10 hours, they hurt. And it hurts right along here. They get swollen. Can you see? I don't know if you can tell. That's rheumatoid arthritis, you guys. They get really swollen. No, just Shelly. Sarai, I won't. This is, no, because you can download it. Donna, in my nutritional stuff. Yes, yes. When it rains and it's what you call it? Like only 42 likes. Come on, can we get the? I can't do it. Sorry. I do have some ibuprofen. Yes. Thank you, honey. And my legs start to hurt. When it gets cold outside, like, it's gonna be rough. But if I wasn't taking Thrive, then I would be a lot worse off. Okay, you guys, just so you see, It's ibuprofen I'm taking. I don't. I never want people to accuse someone of taking, like, drugs. Ibuprofen. See? Thank you, guys. Okay. Okay. Um. Okay, now I guess I'd better explain our absence from the second engagement party. There had been an earlier engagement party that was thrown by another friend of Shanann's. Ronnie and I did go. And for whatever reason, we'd seriously screwed up in Chris's eyes because he called the next morning and said that we had already embarrassed him the night before. This came out of the blue to Ronnie and I. Excuse me, and I was particularly upset by it. So we canceled our plans to attend the second party so as to avoid embarrassing Chris again. If you're beginning to wonder if I ever realized that it wasn't only Shanann who didn't seem to much like us, or at least like me, yeah, I did catch that a while back. What I didn't see was this. If you had asked me if I had a good relationship with my son before he met and fell in love with and married Shanann, and if I thought he loved me, I would have answered yes to both. I would have blamed her for how he begun to treat us. But I don't know now if that was true. I have to wonder. What I still don't question is that I have always loved him and that I always will. But I guess if you're wondering if I know him or if I ever really did, again, I would say I thought so once and now I don't. Shanann and Chris were upset, so they knew not to ask again. Then came the wedding. No one from his whole family came, just his grandmother and uncle. No mom, dad, sister, aunts, and cousins. No, not one. Not one came. The next chapter, I am told, deals with the wedding, and so I'll leave off answering that portion of Sandy's letter. I will tell you that following the wedding, I expected our son to apologize to us, but he never did. Instead, he wrote me the longest, ugliest email I've ever received. When Sarah came by the house later that day, she found me sobbing on the floor. She didn't comfort me. She said, quote, "Get up, get up. This is how things are now, and you have to face them and be strong." I tried to do what she said. It was good advice. Following the wedding, we did not hear from Chris until we contacted him in April of 2012 after friends told us that he and Shanann had announced that she was pregnant on Facebook. Chris spoiled Shanann and vice versa. They were so in love. They were a great team. They moved to Colorado and lived with Shanann's friend for 1 year while they were building their house. Everything was great. Shanann saw something on Chris's private parts that didn't look normal. Then they went to the doctors. Cancer, so it was removed. She saved his life. I think this is Sandra saying this. According to Chris, so I'll call this family hearsay. Shanann once saw a spot on his penis. We did once receive a picture of his penis she sent to Ronnie's phone that we deleted. Chris said she thought it was an odd-looking thing, but that he chose to ignore it. There was never a single doctor visit, and that she never mentioned it again after taking the phone picture. Then Shanann got pregnant with Bella Marie. Everyone was so excited and happy. Shanann and Chris were wonderful parents. Chris and Shanann were working at the Ford dealership in Longmont, and Shanann was selling cars. Chris was head mechanic, a great team. Shanann was top sales. Then Bella came, so Shanann stopped working because of high-risk pregnancy. She was a trooper through the whole thing. Both families seemed happy. Chris's sister never flew to Colorado at any time they were out there. Shanann's pregnancy was announced on Facebook in April. We contacted them, and everybody agreed to fresh start. Ronnie and I don't have much money. We bought the $600 stroller she asked for as a gesture of goodwill, and Sandy's right. Both families seemed happy. We were, I think, more than relieved than happy. I mean, we were very happy about a new grandchild, but by then we were so upset that Chris had refused to talk to us for months that we had long before begun blaming ourselves for it. We had to make up for not going to the wedding. We would do whatever he wanted, whatever she wanted. I don't know how long Shanann was at Longmont Ford, a few months. She quit while pregnant. It was not a high-risk pregnancy, and there was no fertility drugs as far as we knew. They were married in November, and she was pregnant by February or March. And usually 4 months is not considered a long, trying period for a baby. Chris was not the head mechanic at Longmont Ford. That can take years, and he was only there about a year. He was a line mechanic, but he was working 6 days a week and making between $60,000 and $80,000 during that year. It's probably how he was able to qualify for the house in Frederick. Shanann did not get any money from her house in North Carolina and had to sell it furnished. Whatever happened during the sale must have hurt her credit, so Chris had to apply for the loan alone. His job at Longmont was a really good one for him, but he was 6 days a week. And that annoyed Shanann. She told him he had carpal tunnel syndrome from the work and he needed to quit. So he did and began at Anadarko at about $20,000 less than he'd been making. They did not build their house. It was pre-planned subdivision, and that was one of the different models available. The largest one at the time. Later, some had 3-car garages. Cindy and Ronnie came 2 times a year. Shanann worked at Children's Hospital at nights and sold 31 travel bags on the side. Everything was good. Shanann got pregnant with Celeste, and pregnancy was really rough on Shanann with her lupus. Very high-risk pregnancy again, but only this one was worse for Shanann. Water weight gain, severe back pain, shortness of breath, pains in her chest, fatigue, exhaustion. If Shanann was having a high-risk pregnancy, no one, including either she or Chris, mentioned it. She looked fine, seemed happy and healthy, and Bella was a beautiful, happy baby. I think they were probably struggling financially, though. Shanann had been given some shift work at Children's, as Sandy said. Her friend Janet Dietz was there as a nursing supervisor, but the shifts weren't infrequent. I don't know if she made any money or not on the handbags. They were young, and they had a baby with another one on the way, and a huge mortgage and only 1 car, Chris's Mustang. They didn't have any furniture, so they ran up some pretty high credit card bills furnishing the house, and so I guess they probably did feel somewhat overwhelmed and wanted some help from Sandy and Frank. I think family's important too. I worked for 30 years in credit control, and when Ronnie and I had our babies, my mom watched them during the day, and when I retired, I started getting to have Sarah's babies during the day, and it's a fine thing, a blessing in my life. I think that was one of the reasons we were so surprised when they just moved out to Colorado, no family. We weren't thinking at the time there would ever be any babies enough for them. We weren't thinking at the time there would ever be any babies for them, though. Shanann had told my best friend at their post-wedding breakfast, quote, "Oh, Cindy's going to be so mad at me again. I have endometriosis and won't be able to have any children," end quote. I shrugged it off. She already told us that she also had lupus and fibro and celiac disease. I guess I hadn't ever thought about grandchildren from Shanann and Chris, and I didn't mind. We have grandchildren, so it was quite a surprise that she ended up being able to have babies. But a nice one. Sometime during the year before Cece was born, Frankie had come out to stay with them. Shanann said it was to help him with his drug problem. I don't know if Frankie ever had a drug problem or not. She also told us that he and her mom were both bipolar. I'll admit, I thought Sandy could be a little overbearing, but she wasn't crazy or anything. And Frankie is just a sweetheart, always has been. I guess if I thought anyone was bipolar around there, it was Shanann. At any rate, he left after a few weeks, later telling us he hadn't much liked being their butler. I thought it was funny. He's always been a very nice kid, Frankie, and our whole family likes him a lot and are sorry that we can't talk anymore. One more thing to be sorry about. It's true that Shanann never went to Colorado. She wasn't interested. But for that matter, Frankie never went back either. So it wasn't, oh no, it's true that Sarah never went to Colorado. She wasn't interested. But for that matter, Frankie never went back either. So it wasn't until Shanann came for her 6-week stay in 2018 that either Sarah or Frankie got to meet Cece face to face for the first time. My husband sold everything but our house and moved out to live with them to help our daughter in every way we could. Frank and I had to work to pay our bills too. We were there for 15 months. Sandy is right. They did just that. They sold everything they had, including this real pretty pond with koi in it. They moved to Colorado, and despite Shanann and Chris having a 5-bedroom house, Sandy and Frank were put down in the unfurnished basement. The way the bedroom situation worked was very specific. Master bedroom for Chris and Shanann. The girls had each their own, and that was never open for discussion because they might keep each other awake. The remaining rooms were her office. I think she was selling both Unique and LuLaRoe by then, and the girls' playroom because Shanann didn't like toys in their bedrooms, so Sandy and Frank had the basement. They also, according to what Sandy told me, had to pay $1,000 a month and were there to help with the kids. At the time they came, Chris and Shanann told us that it had been Frank and Sandy's choice alone because they wanted to be near their grandchildren. That made sense to me and Ronnie, but I think it was hard on them financially because they had to pay the mortgage on their house in North Carolina, where Frankie was still living, and pay rent in Colorado too. They both had to get jobs. Sandy was a hairdresser, and so got work doing that, and Frank drove a delivery truck for either Lowe's or Home Depot. I can't remember for sure which one. Their jobs helped with their finances, but left Shanann short on childcare during the day, so she enrolled both girls at the Primrose School. Chris's mom came out to watch the girls for a few days while Shanann and Chris went on a business trip with Lavelle, her company, 4 nights and 5 days. During that time, we weren't allowed to see our grandchildren or even eat dinner with them as soon as we got home. She brought them upstairs and stayed upstairs. She wouldn't let us hold them or anything. I found that very odd. One day I asked her why. She said, "What the hell am I even here for then?" She screamed in my face in front of my granddaughters and said that I was very controlling. I was just like, wow. I texted Shanann over and over again, and she said, "Relax, Mom. I'll take care of it when we get home." It was ridiculous. I never spoke to Chris's mom again. I'd had enough. I'll give Sandy this much. That was a pretty disastrous trip to Colorado. Chris and Shanann had asked me to come and take care of the girls so they could go to, I think it was Punta Cana, for a Thrive thing, which Shanann had started selling by then. I said yes. They sent me a ticket, and Shanann offered to keep the girls in daycare if I wanted, but I said no. And the 3 of us had a good time during the day in their subdivision. It was very nice there and all set up for families. Sandy didn't seem to want me there and made me nervous by getting angry at me after she said I'd scratched one of Shanann's frying pans. The part about the girls not eating dinner downstairs is ridiculous. No one in their right mind would have tried to eat food anywhere in Chris's and Shanann's house except the kitchen counter or the dining room if they knew what was good for them. And I had to keep their totally set in stone bedtime ritual, snack, shower or bath, Tylenol, bed by 7 at the latest, no exceptions. One evening, when Sandy had gotten home from work, the girls wanted me to take them to the basement where their bouncy house was. I did, and Sandy got in it with them, and they were having a good time. Fine. Then Sandy said I needed to bounce too. I said, "No, I'd just watch," she told me. Quote, "You don't know anything about children, Cindy," end quote. I was mad, I'll admit it. Then it got worse because it was 6:30 and I had to keep the girls on their schedule, so I took them upstairs and they weren't happy. I don't blame them, but those were the rules. They both had tantrums, and Sandy came storming up and told me I was doing it wrong. Not sure what it was, but it was wrong. I'd had it. I did scream, quote, "What the hell am I here for?" End quote. And I did do it in front of Bella and Cece. Then I stomped off downstairs and sat on the couch and cried. And then I just walked back upstairs and found Sandy in Cece's room, and I apologized. We actually had a nice talk after that, and she told me she loved Chris, but that he didn't speak up enough. When Chris and Shanann got back, there was some big fight between Sandy and Shanann, and Sandy packed up their car, her dogs included, in such a hurry, and her dogs included in such a hurry that she didn't even have time to say goodbye to the girls or Chris. Shanann asked Frank to let her go and stay with her, but he didn't. He got in the car too, and they drove back to North Carolina, and that was that. After 15 months, I moved back home. It was hard to leave, but I felt it was for the best. It was hard. I have been home now 17 months later. My whole family is dead. My beautiful daughter and my beautiful grandchildren, all dead. God help us all. They are all dead, and He killed them. And I don't have any answers, just grief and endless regret. Did I make him this way? Should I have done more, done less? What could I have done differently? Could I have stopped it? I miss those little girls. I will always miss them. But what is worse is that they lost their lives. All the long years that belonged to them by right, He took those years. And I don't know if He understands at all what He has done to us and the Ruscheks, the people left behind. And that's that. That's the end for now. 5 chapters. Isn't that crazy? Five chapters, guys. Let me see if this is, hold on. Let me see if this is charging. So what do you guys think of it? What do you guys think of the story? Or not the story. I hate calling it a story. But you know what I'm saying. What do you guys think of the book? You're welcome, you guys. I haven't been on that long. 132 minutes. Is that right? So 2 hours. Well, I guess 2 hours. That's not bad for, reading. I love to read. My opinion hasn't changed on Cindy. I don't hate her. You're welcome, you guys. I don't hate her, you guys. 58 people in here. My mom loves when I read to her. I'm not sure what to think of the book. Maybe she's to blame. Maybe she's to blame for acting so bad. See, good night, Michelle. Good night, sweetheart. You guys, you gotta try to put yourself in her position. And this is what's made me mad. Did she say some things about her daughter-in-law? Yeah, she did. Oh my gosh, Donna, yeah, can you imagine? Especially if they're both headstrong. But I have a feeling Cindy, oh, really? Thank you. Crown Royal, I think I've heard Critical K say some of that stuff. And should Cindy have said some of the things the way she did? Probably not, right after it happened. Look at my knuckles. But you got to remember, she was listening to her son, right? Like she was trying to believe what her son was saying. And she couldn't ever imagine her son doing that. So, You know, it's like, yeah, she's a mom that's devastated. But when it started to sink in and she started hearing more from Chris and what he was saying, she's starting to really understand. I would defend any of my kids, you guys. I would. Yeah, right, Melissa. I would want to believe, especially if my kid had never been in trouble, never gotten a fight, you know, always yes, yes, ma'am, yes, sir kind of kid, you know, I would, right, Karen, exactly. I would stick up for him, absolutely, and I would, you know, I would, I wouldn't say, you know, terrible things about the other one, but I would speak my experience. You know, if you have an experience, how did he kill them? I don't know. We're going to find out hopefully in that other book. Yeah, wrong is wrong. And that's what she's saying. She'll always love him. You got it. That was when it all had just happened and she didn't know what to believe. She was trying to put the pieces together. Listen, other than, this is my opinion, other than the couple of things she said about Shanann, right? Being, and I don't think what she said was like terrible, terrible, terrible. I think she said a couple things that weren't nice, but she's been quiet other than that. You know? Yeah. Oh, I mean, yeah, that's what he said. That's what they said. He strangled her. Yes. But we might find out something different in the book, you guys. Like, was there any drugs involved? Did, you know, I can't imagine smothering your children either. Hi, AD. You know, did he drug them? But I think, I don't know. There's certain parts of the discovery we haven't seen, you know. Yeah. Do any of you guys have RA and your fingers get swollen and red like that? Oh, crude oil. Yeah, it's bad enough murdering your family, but then putting them in crude oil, I can't even. Yeah, I think she kept it pretty classy. Killing them and then left us all devastated, and she will never understand why. I think it came from her heart. Yeah, yeah. Sorry, you guys who think it's tacky that I'm vaping, but I'm going down on it. I'm going. I mean, I'm going down on my. I'm going down on my milligrams. What time is it? Yikes. AD says yikes. That's right, Melissa. It's my channel. Let me see. So what time is it there for you guys? That's what she said. Judge Shelley, can you learn to trust those that you feel guided to and then more? I don't trust nobody. I'm just kidding. No. It's only 12:11. Oh, so you're in. Oh, no. Wait. Hold on. What time? Yeah. Oh, you're in the Pacific Northwest. It's 5:11 where you are, count me in? 3:11? Wow. I'm a crabby girl. I don't trust, you guys. I don't trust. You've never vaped before? Katrina, don't start, honey. If you haven't done it, don't. And you don't smoke, so just don't. Don't do it. 3:10, 12. So Inner Peace is in the Pacific Northwest. When she was commenting that were her main problems, she said, yeah, right, Chris. Hi, Marion. Australia, baby. Yeah, I think it was her facial expressions. You're right. Vaping is this, honey. AD, yeah, my soon-to-be ex. I always call him my soon-to-be ex. He smoked, but yeah, Donna, it's trying. Well, when I started, it was like trying to stop, and then I kind of got addicted to it. Too expensive. Well, my vape juice. People have asked what kind I use. You know what sucks though? The reason I didn't want to go down to 3 milligrams is because it's the same price. Malini is trying to ban vape and for yes, yep. Well, it's people that have been getting it off the black market and stuff. They're finding out. I do admit smelling the flavor smells makes me want to. It smells much better than cigarette smoke. I'll tell you that. But it's pop clouds. See, pop clouds. I know, Crown Royal, exactly. But it's $17, $18, so it comes to 19 something with tax. But it's still cheaper than smoking cigarettes, I'll tell you. And it doesn't stink up. I never smoked in my house except when I was younger, like in my early 20s. Oh yeah, asthma. I'm sorry, honey, that you have that. What happened, Debbie? Well, people start with vaping, so they stop smoking because it's supposed to be a tool. What happened, Debbie? Yeah, that's right, Karen. So, and you know, it's just the freaking what you call it, the tobacco companies too. They're just wanting to make their damn money. Things are going up 40 to 45% tax, you guys, on it. It's disgusting. They just want money, money, money. Look at my hair. Okay, what happened, Debbie? Oh no. Look at my neck. I want it like this. That's one surgery I would do, is just to get this smoothed out. They went to cigarettes from vaping? Ugh. I can't even think of those babies getting down. I know, Marion. You thought your friend was coming over today. Good night, AD. See you later. Cute photo. Cute profile pic. Yeah. Alcohol tax is terrible. I know, Katrina, I want to. Oh no, Debbie. You didn't answer it. Do you have a peek hole? What happened? A peek hole? A peephole? If you want to understand this case, you'll have to think about that. Oh, I'm waiting to hear what Debbie has to say. I want to know. She just told her car and was getting another. So was it her at the door? Hold on. Oh my gosh. 45%. Yep, on cigarettes too, Donna. Cigarettes too. So I want to show you guys. I want to know what you're thinking. Wait. No, I'm sure you're not, honey. I hate when people get accused of being racist for no reason. Hold on. I have these books I want to show you. Hold on. I want to know what you're thinking. There are some things you can't hide. Pure energy. Boom, 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 boom. Pure energy. Destruction. Who knows that song? Pure energy. Destruction. Boom, 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 boom. Pure energy. Okay, where's my bag of books? I did something very, very stupid. What did you do? What did I miss? No, it was a black man. Okay. Okay. I mean, Information Society. Yep. Boom, 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 boom. Pure energy. Destruction. Oh no. Tell us what happened. Tell us what happened, girl. I saw a new car, shiny black. I had a t-shirt on. You had on a t-shirt, okay? What are you doing, baby? Babes. We're just hanging out, you guys. This is fun. No. No. What happened? Are you kidding? I have to lay my blanket on my bed because my dog lays on here. I don't want her getting hair on my quilt. I peeked through the door, but you opened the door? You want to lay down, baby? Here, go. Hold on. Oh, you can get... Are you okay? Are you cold? Lay down, babies. There you go. I think the case is about vulnerability explored. It's so crazy that this case got so out of control, you know? Hanging out is fun. Just shooting the shit. I said shooting the shit. Seriously, it's fun. Yeah, I'm tired of people. I'm just sick of it. You know what? But when I saw the car leaving, I opened the door so she'd see I'm home. Okay? And then what happened? You know, my sister, I can't say it because whatever. Oh yeah, well I'm not monetizing this anyways, this one. It's kind of fun, Connie, right? Even though I look really scary right now. The Barson. No, I think she thought it was her friend, right? Because her friend was supposed to get a new car, right? So it said that my revenue, the bar scene, yeah. It said my revenue was like $83, right? Because I just got monetized like a couple days ago. And now it's the end of the month, the 28th that ended or something. But that included Super Chat. But I'm like, that's not right because I don't know. I don't even know how it works. So I don't care. The way I look at it is I have a job. I have 2 jobs actually. And that's how I make my living. So, you know, whatever I get on YouTube. Yes, you want to see? Here, say hi. Say hello. Oh, my camera's dirty. Hold on. Say hello. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Are you pretty? Are you pretty, girl? Lay down, babies. That's your blankie. Look, isn't she cute? I only let him in because I thought it was my next door neighbor. Who knows? So you let him in the house? Yes, Donna. It's a she. Say hello. Shake. Shake. Are you tired? Shake, baby. Aw, I love you. Yeah, she's on antibiotics and she's on, see, your tummy's all warm. Why is your tummy so red? Why is her tummy so red? Why is your tummy so red? She looks tired. See, loves her grandma. Can I have a kiss? Can I have a kiss? Oh, okay. Not in the mouth. She likes to make out. I'm just kidding. You have wiener dogs? Aw, look. She feels warm, you guys. Look at my hair. She feels really warm. He told you. Wait, you let him in the house? Shush. And he just got out of prison? I love you. Yeah, Colonel. Is the medicine making you tired? Hi, Eric. Welcome. How old are you? You're from Dallas? Are you cute? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just joking. Allergies from grass. Yeah, she has environmental allergies. Then for reasons, I don't know, he said, I thought you are here alone. Who's that man in the kitchen? What? Were you alone though? I love my doggy. You're 33. You're young. You're a youngin'. Oh shit, hold on. Saying this is freaking. Oh, you guys, did you watch any of I would have been bawling, girl. Did you watch any of the shows, you guys, that I told you about? You better be careful, Debbie. We don't want something happening to you. I don't care, though. Like, really? You're going to be... No one can call you a racist just because... Just because someone came to your door that happened to be black and you were scared. Eric's a baby. Well, you guys, yeah. I think I'm gonna go. How'd you come across my channel, Eric? I'm just curious. So, oh yeah, really quick before we go. I have books, all right? Remember I told you? Yes. He said he was joking, but the thought of a second person in my kitchen, I vaguely thought I heard the back door. I would be so scared, you guys. Okay, I want to know what book we should read next. What's everyone think about Amber? I haven't even seen that, you guys. I've been so busy. It was on recommended. What are you doing? I'm not crabby girl. Okay, so we're gonna read a book on my other channel when I make sure. Oh, this one, Red State Christians: Understanding the Voters Who Elected Donald Trump. We have this one, Reclaiming Conversation: The Power of Talk in a Digital Age. We have Alone Together: Why We Expect More from Technology and Less from Each Other. We have God and Donald Trump. We have Gray Day: America's First Cyber Spy, The Mission to Expose. And we have Don't Wait Up. And this is by, this is about Confessions of a Stay-at-Work Mom. I have these books, or I have a ton of other ones. I don't know if you want, I thought maybe one of the ones about social media would be good, or maybe I could find a good Red State Christians. I think that one sounds good too. Or I thought maybe I could find like a crime story or something. That incident happened just 5 minutes. Which one, Eric? Which one? Oh, really? Just Shelley? The social media one. Okay, so we've got. Let's think the two. So this one. Well, there's this one, The Power of Talk in a Digital Age, or Alone Together: Why We Expect More from Technology and Less from Each Other. So we'll narrow it down to those three, because we are going to have a damn book club. I'm sick of it. I can't even right now. You like the social media stuff too. Okay. Oh, that happened 5 minutes from your house? Sorry, you guys. Look at my hair. I do not even care. Sorry, but I don't care anymore. I don't care anymore. Hold on. So I'm going to keep these three out, and we've got to have a plan, like how much I should read at one, on one live, you know what I mean? And let me stand these up. You know what I'm saying? So we'll figure out how much I should read on one live. And we'll just do it like that. We'll do it like this. We'll do it like that. Do it with a wiffle ball bat. So I'm on the run. Right about now, it's time to have some fun. The King Ed Rock, that is my name. Bring out that something. We got the champagne. What's the time? It's time to get ill. Say, what's the time? It's time to get ill. I'm illin' and chillin'. Girls do, 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 do. All I really want is girls do, 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 do. 2 at a time I want girls do, 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 do. Back in the boom, 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 ba-dum, bum, bum. I knew this girl around the way. Boom, boom, ba-dum, bum, bum. She's like my homegirl MCA. Boom, boom, ba-dum, bum, bum. I seen her just the other day. Rocking my D to my dismay. Beastie Boys. Wait, there's a song I love. I'm trying to remember what's it called. You could have a whole separate channel, call it bedtime stories. I'm trying to think of the one I like by Beastie Boys. What's it called? What's the name of it? It was one of, oh, yeah, kick it. Da-na-na-na-na-na. Da-da-da. You gotta fight for your right to party. 3 mics and 1 DJ. Dun, 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 dun. I love the Beastie Boys. More than 2 humans at a time, I have boys. I wonder if I would get a copyright strike if I tried to play the Beastie Boys next time. To party. What's another one by the Beastie Boys, you guys? License to Ill. Hold on. 3 Dogs. Nice. Intergalactic. Is that by the Beastie Boys? Well, I've played music, Paul Revere. Wait. Now, here's a little story I got to tell about 3 bad brothers you know so well. Started way back in history with Ed Rock and MC and Mike D. I forgot the words. How about boom, 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 boom. Boom, ba-dum, boom, 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 boom. Who knows this song? Dun, 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 dun. Jam on it. Yeah, yeah, we know. Yeah, Krabby Girl. Huh. Dun, 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 dun. No, I don't think they do, Crown Rose. I think nobody sleeps. People are up all night. I think so. Okay, tell me if you guys know this song. Okay, then you guys should know. 80s lovers out there. Okay, hold on. Dutch. No. Da na 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 na. Da na 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 na. Da na 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 na. Da na 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 na. Who knows it? I can't. It doesn't run. Yes, Katrina. Oh my gosh, you got it. Jana. Okay. How about jumping music, slick DJs? Come on. Rubber sheets and laser rays. With the boss on my back. He don't give me any slack. Oh yeah, some 70s too. I like that. How about yep, Debbie Deb. Look out weekend, 'cause here I come. Because weekends were made for fun. Piper's Tales dancing. Look out week. Okay, how about you just woke up? Just Shelly puts Piper's like dancing. Okay, I gotta think of one that you guys won't know. Hold on. Let me think of one. Piper's loving it. Okay. Party people! Dun, 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 dun. Oh, there it is. I gotta say it. I can't do it. Ba-na-na-na, na-na-na. Dun, 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 na-na-na, na-na-na. Boom, boom, ba-na-na-na, na-na-na. Boom, boom. Yep. She don't mind, she don't like, she don't like. Keep the tongue in the mouth. Cocaine. I love you. Depeche Mode. She's 4, honey. Okay, I gotta get out of the dance mode and think of, oh my gosh, look at her. John Legend. Oh yeah. Have you, John Legend? I have his first, that CD. A friend of mine got it for me, and I was like, I never heard of the guy. This was probably 10 years ago. And enjoy the silence. There are flies on the windscreen. Hold on. I just saw some. Wait, where'd you go? Oh, Eric. Oh, yeah. I'll never be your beast of burden. You like that song? Who remembers that song by Exile? I want to kiss you all over. And over again. I want to kiss you all over. Bum, 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 till the night closes in. Dun, 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 till the night closes in. Stay with me, lay with me. She's like, what are you doing? Till the night closes in. Okay, what's this one? Dun, 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 dun. Hey! Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Bum, bum, bum. You're so fine, and you're mine. I'll be yours till the end of time, 'cause you made me feel. She's like, kill me. Yeah, you made me feel shiny and new. She's like, kill me. Hey, no, don't rub your head on my bed. 'Cause you make me feel I've nothing to hide. Stop. Okay, you guys. I think it's time to go. You want to go night-night? See, I always have to get... Hold me closer. She's going, really? Yeah, exactly. She's like, bitch. No, I'm just kidding. She's like, shut the hell up so I can go to sleep. You want to go night-night? I'll let you in my bed. Come on. Okay, watch. Watch what she does. Hey, don't... Hey, down. Down. Watch. Okay, come on, get in. Lay down. Lay your head down. Go to sleep. Lay down. Go sleep. Go sleep. Come on. Lay down. She's my cuddle bug, you guys. That's who I spoon with every night. My grandbaby. She is so freaking cute. She literally, I was going to talk about Molly Golightly tonight, but I decided not to. You guys, seriously, I was going to. Because she, like, did a video, and I was like, I thought I had a booger on my nose. That's like 3. 1 is the loneliest number that you'll ever do. Don't, don't, don't. 2 is as bad as 1. It's the loneliest number than the number 1. It's just no good anymore since you went away. Number 1 is the loneliest number. Put some whiskey in your water, some sugar in your tea. Pour some, look at her. This is literally how she sleeps. Did you hear Kanye got saved, born again, does Sunday services, and Kim is expecting a baby girl? Not sure. Really? Wow. Well, maybe maybe Kanye is like really spilling the tea on the sicko asshole freaks that are, you know, doing things to children that are, people like think that it's, you look at this perfume I found that I had and I forgot about. I don't like Gwen Stefani because she's one of them, but I have this lamb. Oh my gosh, I forgot I had it. And it smells amazing. Some guy at the store today told me, he stopped me in the produce department and he was like, I like your hair. Eric, yeah. Yeah. I'd like to stream more, but, you know, kind of a busy gal. Kind of a busy gal. Not busy in that way, but... You like my hoodie? Yeah, I mean, we're always talking about something on here. I have another one, a sweatshirt I love. I have so many sweatshirts, but look at my closet. It's like, this is one closet. I love this one, but, you know, it's one of those that fit really, really tight. And I'm like, it's kind of smothering. And then we got, okay, Eric, you say this is your jam, but I do too, Lover Madonna. It's got to be comfy, you know, and loose. Okay. And there you go. You want to judge me? You want to not like me because I like our president? See ya! No, I'm just kidding. I'm not ashamed of it. I would be ashamed if I had a boogie in my nose, but I'm not ashamed that I support our president. So, all right, you guys, I'm going to go to bed now.